Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Raider Shine Sports Network. This is week 14 of Pro Football Weekly. Every time we say that, we shake our heads and think, oh my God, the season is going quickly. Where has it gone? But a lot of games have been played. We know a lot about teams now, and still things surprise us from time to time. There's teams that jump up and compete with teams that really they have no business competing with, in one sense anyway. Looking at last week's games, 12 out of the 16 games were one-score games, and a lot of this was a good team and a bad team playing each other. So a lot of close games and a lot of good, entertaining football along the way. All right, once again, I'm your host, Tom Cetera, along with Robbie Cetera, and we're going to be taking a look at the review from last weekend's games and then get into our power rankings, our rain teams and shine teams, our rain game and shine game. And we have this little competition of predicting the games that will update the standings for those, go through the predictions for this coming week, and give you a sure to miss parlay that I think you'd have hit twice so far this year and in going into week 14. So you just got to choose which one you take from us. So, and then we'll take a look at the predictions. Well, we do that, and then the fantasy football leaders from last week. So let's go ahead and get things started. From last Thanksgiving Day, last Thursday, Detroit beat Chicago 23-20. That was a close game. That came right down to the end. Cost the coach his job. The Giants 20, the Cowboys 27. That was another close game. Green Bay beat Miami 30-17. Then one of the closest games, Kansas City beat the Raiders 19-17. The Chargers 17-13 over Atlanta. Pittsburgh beat Cincinnati 44-38. Minnesota over Arizona 23-22. Indianapolis over the Patriots 25-24. It was the Seahawks over the Jets in what I understand was an ugly game, 26-21. Luckily, the defense came to play, and Leonard Williams, 97-yard interception return, longest defensive interception return ever, I believe, for a defensive lineman. How about that? Washington Commanders 42-19 over Tennessee. Houston Texans 23-20 over Jacksonville. The Rams 21-14 over the Saints. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 26, Carolina 23, Philadelphia 24, Baltimore 19. It was the Buffalo Bills dominating San Francisco, an injury-riddled team right now, 35-10. And Denver took care of Cleveland 41-32. 41-32.
Yep.
So looking at the games from last week and updating our power rankings, we have the rain power rankings and the shine power rankings. If you haven't been with us before, we go through, and the rain teams are the bottom three teams of the league. These are the teams that have been had the toughest week. So in my number 30 slot this week, and these teams have all been so interchangeable, I got the New York Giants.
Yeah, we're gonna have probably the same bottom three, just probably interchanged a little bit. But
right,
I got the Raiders.
okay,
Like they moved up last week. They were, I think, in the 31st spot, but they're starting to have some success in places, but still not enough to be like they're doing all right. But
I think I'm going to throw a sheet together, a chart together with what our predictions were for the rain and shine teams, just to see kind of who started where.
and
Yeah. All right, how about the number 31 team for you?
well, this team definitely lost a big piece of him with Daniel Jones. I got the Giants in this spot.
Yep, and I've got the Raiders in that spot for me. Again, just kind of, these teams have been here for most of the year, and they just haven't shown anything. Number 32 team on the bottom this week, I've got the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yep, I have the same. They lost another crucial part of their offense with Trevor Lawrence for a couple, I think, like maybe a week or two, depending
No,
on the whole
he's on
concussion protocol.
IR actually. He's
Oh
done for the
boy.
year. Yep.
Yep, there it
Yep, he's
goes.
done for the year. And that was
Was a
that
pretty,
was yeah,
yeah.
was not a good hit there, and they were really claiming that they were really targeting this guy and stuff. Well, this is like the fourth thing that's happened this year, third or fourth thing. So at some point, something has to happen. So,
Hmm.
all right, on the other end of the spectrum, then the shine teams. Now, these are the top three teams. And I think probably ours are, again, maybe the same three teams. We'll see how they pan out. How about the number three team for you?
Got Kansas City down this far. It's first
Okay.
time I think they've been at the bottom, the number three spot for me.
Well, that's where I had them last week, and that's where I have them again in the number three spot.
Hmm.
And again, these are all it's
There's
subject
five.
every week.
There's five. There's five teams that can all go up here in the top three, but there's about 10 teams that can go in the
Down
bottom
below.
three.
Yep, absolutely. Number two spot, I've got the Buffalo Bills.
Yep, yep. I uh I had to move. I had to move someone here.
Okay.
I moved Detroit down one spot.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just,
Interesting.
just.
So who you got in the number one spot then?
I got Buffalo up here. Like granted, Niners are banged up. They played in weather they're not used to. Still though, Buffalo
Yeah,
looks like the
35.
team to
Yeah.
beat in the NFL right now.
35 to 10.
They can do whatever they want. They're throwing to receivers, receivers getting stopped, and receivers just giving the ball back to the quarterback, and he runs it for a touchdown. How are you going to stop that?
Right, right.
So they
And
can do
I've got
whatever they want.
Detroit in that. I've got Detroit in that top spot. A team that lost their leading rusher or the pass rusher anyway with Aiden Hutchinson, and boy, they just have kept going, and they
They
just
have.
have that. Hopefully, they've got that grit to just fight through the playoffs as well, and it's kind of a special time for Detroit, I'm sure. So,
Hmm.
all right, moving on to the rain and shine teams of the week. The rain team is the team that just came up short, and sometimes it's not due to anything else. San Francisco is my rain team. Um, they played same thing for you.
Hmm.
Playing Buffalo. Yes, the weather was bad. Yes, McCaffrey got hurt. They're banged up all over the place. I get it. But for that weekend, I expected they've
I
always been
expect it to be a little
competitive.
bit closer.
Yeah, they've
Yeah.
always been competitive no matter what their situation has been, and it's tough times for San Francisco right now. So,
A
um,
couple weeks ago, one of their best corners, Charvarius Ward, had to lay his daughter to rest, and
yeah,
then Christian McCaffrey happened to hurt himself, and I think the next day after that game, Trent Williams had to put I think their newborn son
I
to
heard
rest.
that he was
So
stillborn
it's a rough
actually.
time. Yeah.
Yep, yep. Tough time for sure for San Francisco, and for those instances, I mean, the game is secondary there.
Hmm.
You understand people
Yeah.
are people, and boy, loss of a
They
child is
got
a tough one.
families to take care of and
All
stuff like
yep,
that. So
all over the place. So for the shine team, what I've got Philadelphia with beating Baltimore 24-19 at Baltimore is my shine team. It was a tough deal. There just really wasn't that standout team. I didn't think that other than Buffalo. So
yeah,
what was your
it's
shine team?
it, this team had a very good start of the year and slowed down quite a bit. And I got Washington. They looked great last week.
Yeah,
So I'm like, okay, maybe they're back. I don't
yeah.
know.
They
We'll
did
see.
play Tennessee, which is,
S-
but everybody's on the schedules, and again, week after week, we see teams that jump up and
I
bite
had
somebody.
Carolina on here. Okay. I had Carolina up here. I had Denver up here when they were playing against the Chiefs. It's like they're it, anyone can be up here. Just play good.
Right, right, right. All right, moving on to actually this week's schedule. We haven't went through the predictions yet,
We
but we'll
didn't
give
do
you
the
our
rain games. Yep.
rain game and
Yep.
shine game. So rain game again, the one that, oh, if I miss it, I miss it. And to me, these two teams, I think you're first on this one, aren't you?
I don't remember where the
Yeah,
layout is, but either way, they're probably the same.
yeah. These two teams to me seems like they used to play almost every first Thursday night or within the first couple weeks on Thursday night, and this was always a tough game for me to get into. I've got Jacksonville against Tennessee in that one.
Yep, me too.
Yep.
It's not.
It's just right now there's just a lack of star power. There's people aren't playing well. Tennessee's they have possibilities.
There's
Jacksonville
one
has
word to describe these teams: inconsistent.
yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. And for me, the shine game, I got Green Bay and Detroit who play tonight as my shine game. There's a couple of interesting matchups, but that
Yep.
to me it seems like about the most evenly matched game.
Mm-hmm. Mine is I got the Chargers at Kansas City. I think that could be a really good game too.
I think so too. I think that one might have a little surprise ending to it. We'll see. We'll see. All right. So those are our rain and shine games of the week. Let's go ahead and move to week 14 for our predictions. And after that, we will actually no. Let's get the standings up there from last week. We'll kind of revisit last week if you have the standings of our little prediction contest we got going. I picked up a game, now down 3. Okay, it's getting closer. 13 and 3. And what were the ones that we had agreed on, and where did I make my move? Okay, you picked against the Seahawks. All right, and the Dolphins over Green Bay. All right, all right, all right. So let's go ahead and move to week 14 and get our next selections on. See if I can pick up another game or two, maybe.
Hmm. We'll see.
All right. First game in Detroit. Green Bay at Detroit. And I've got the Lions on this one.
Yeah, I do like both teams, but I think the Lions are better all around right now.
Yeah, they're so well rounded. They really are, and love their coach. Dan Campbell's a
Mm-hmm.
great guy. He came onto the scene a little a little
It's a
how do you
really
want to say?
weird situation.
Yeah, yeah. But man, he's done a great job. So
Mm-hmm. Turned
all
it
right,
around for
next
sure.
game. Jacksonville at Tennessee.
To be honest, I don't even know. I don't. It could go either way, but it's for me. This is Tennessee.
I got Tennessee as well winning that one. We'll
Mm-hmm.
see what happens.
Yep.
Next one is kind of a tough one. New York Jets at Miami. Well, Miami's not playing in the cold right now, so I'm going to take Miami right here. The Jets have been falling, and I think the fall continues.
Yeah, I don't see any stopping in the fall. To be honest, for the rest of the season, I'm taking Miami as well.
All right.
The fall is
Atlanta.
within.
Oops.
Let's just say the fall is within the Jets right now.
So what happens there, though? Is Aaron back?
He said that it's a long shot that he comes back.
No.
At least
Is he
that's what
going
I
to go
heard the
somewhere?
news is.
Is he
I
going
don't
to go somewhere else?
where
Who's going to take that chance at this point?
Tennessee.
All right. Atlanta at Minnesota. This could be a sneaky game. To me, it sounds like it might be Kirk Cousins' kind of last chance to try to save anything.
You know what that means?
Michael Penix.
You know what this means?
Does it mean that Kirk's going to ball out?
Yes, it does. I got Atlanta winning this one.
All right. I got Minnesota. I just think on a big game, Kirk Cousins in the playoffs hasn't done it. This is kind of their playoff game. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
All right. New Orleans at the Giants. You know, this very well could have been rain game 2 for us.
Mm-hmm.
I've got New Orleans on this one, though.
There is too many good players on the Saints to really go against them with the Giants. So I got to take the Saints too. Even if they're a little hurt and stuff like that, I would still take the Saints over the Giants. But knowing my luck, the Giants will win this one.
It very well could happen. All right, next game, Carolina at Philadelphia. So you've taken Carolina a few times in these situations. Bryce Young is back, kind of. He's doing a lot better job. But can they? Could they?
This is a team, unlike Kansas City, that will keep things close against a team like this. Anyway, I don't see Carolina beating the Eagles even on a really bad day. I don't see it. I got the Eagles on this one.
Yeah, the Eagles are pretty focused right now. I think Sirianni's in a good place right now, and he can thank Saquon Barkley for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one change in the team that's
That's
happened.
the missing piece.
Yep, and he's
for sure.
solidified it pretty darn well. So, yep, I got the Eagles as well in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Next game is a little interesting anyway. Cleveland at Pittsburgh.
How
They
so?
just played 2 weeks ago, and Cleveland beat Pittsburgh. Russ gonna cook in this one?
I don't know.
I got Pittsburgh in this one. They're at home.
As much as Jameis is a funny guy, and I want him to do well in the league, I don't think they have what it takes. But then again, they beat Baltimore 5 weeks ago or something. Who'd they beat last week? They beat someone last week and the week before that.
Oh yeah, last week.
They lost last week.
No, they lost to the
Denver.
Browns.
That's
or the
right.
Broncos last week. Yep.
Still.
All right, moving on. Kind of Tom Brady teams here. The Las Vegas Raiders, part owner right now, and the Tampa Bay Bucks,
Who used to play
both
for.
in different positions than they were in his heydays. What do you think?
I don't think this is really a question. I do think that they are getting better, the Raiders, like slightly. They're actually using, like, they didn't use tight ends as much going into last year.
Brock Bowers is doing
playing
it.
Great. And he's a rookie. He's playing like he's been in the league for 7 years already.
Right. No,
So,
he's making some great catches
I will
too.
say could be a close game if Brock Bowers kind of takes over and the run game picks up for the Raiders, but I don't see it.
I got the Bucks in this one as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Seattle at Arizona. Here we go. I think in this game, Seattle has to play a full game, and they have to do it on all phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. Sounds like there's been breakdowns all over the place. Offensively, they're still not moving the ball right. This is Arizona. This is an interleague match or a league match, conference match. And Arizona's always played Seattle kind of tough anyway. I give Arizona the nod being at home. Ooh, you had me down for Seattle?
Didn't you have the star next to Seattle?
Nope, I have Arizona.
My bad.
Okay. So you have Seattle, so we have another one different.
Another one.
Okay.
I will note that I need to change that.
Okay. Yeah, don't be changing them on me here, and then
I just wanted to make it one less for me to worry about.
I'm kind of using reverse psychology because a lot of the times when I'm picking games, once I pick them,
the last time we both picked Seattle, they won.
Yeah, I
so
didn't.
Maybe you should pick Seattle.
I didn't this time, no.
All right.
All right, moving on to the next game, Buffalo at the Rams. This could be a sneak. Yeah, it
this
could be
could
a
be.
sneaky one as well. Yeah. The
But
Rams are just good enough to that team with a lot of veterans that, man, if they can find a way.
uh, mm, with how Buffalo's playing, they're the team, one of the teams to beat.
Yeah, nope,
I
I
don't
got
think the
Buffalo as
Rams are
much.
going to do it.
Too much Buffalo for sure.
Too much firepower.
All right. Chicago at San Francisco. Still, it's San Francisco and it's still Chicago. Yes, they've got a change in coach. They got Thomas Brown now is going to be the interim head coach. Things may be looking up, but San Francisco's still playing for their life right now. So I got to take San Francisco on this one.
Yep, they are. This is one of the games where they will come out and play angry after the last couple weeks. So they for sure need this game. I think that I think San Francisco pulls this one out.
And their defense is good enough to possibly dictate the way the game's going to go,
Mm-hmm.
too. I mean, they can throw some things at Caleb he
Fred
probably hasn't
Warner.
seen yet. And yep, absolutely. So, all right. My surprise of the week right here, the LA Chargers at Kansas City. Kansas City has been the king of one-score games. It doesn't matter if you're Carolina or I don't know if they played the Giants, but those type of teams, everybody's been within a score. And I think the Chargers are that team that's going to get them to wake up and say, shit, we can't do it like this anymore. We just can't. I think the Chargers will hang around long enough. And I think maybe Dicker, the kicker, will come through with a field goal at the end of the game and get the
Miss
win.
it?
So no, that's what's happened all the time against
Because
Kansas
I think
City.
Kansas City is going to win this game.
Yeah, I want the Chargers in this one. This is my upset. This is one of the. This is the second time I picked against Kansas City. The first time it failed miserably for me. We'll see what happens this time. And finally, your Monday night special. 3 years ago, it would have been a really great matchup. Now, there could be some
Well,
fireworks.
even
Both of these
last
teams
year,
can. Cincinnati wasn't in the playoffs last year, though, either, were they? They
neither
might have been
was.
just in. All right, so Cincinnati at Dallas. Again, my best days are days that Dallas loses. And I'm going to take Cincinnati. I think they're going to outscore Dallas
I would hope so.
Monday Monday night to win.
Right now, it looks like their best player is Rico Dowdle. And
They got this guy named
unfortunately,
Micah Parsons on the defensive side that
well, you can't
still
always
thinks they're
score on
alive.
defense.
Still thinks they're alive.
Well,
So we'll see what happens after this game.
it ain't gonna happen. It ain't happen. I think Cincinnati's gonna win this one, and it isn't gonna be close.
Right. All right, and the last thing that we
46
have
to 9 or something like that.
on the week 14 docket is the parlay, the sure to miss parlay. So this week, my parlay game is I want the Chargers getting 4 against Kansas City. I think they're going to win outright, but if I can get 4 points, I'll take that for one leg of the parlay. How about you?
Oh, we're
I'm going
staying with it.
over.
We're staying with it. This one's a little bit of a weird one. I got Carolina, Philadelphia over 45 and a half. It's a
Okay.
weird one. This could
long
be
as-
like a 30-point game, to be honest. 28 or 20 something for Philadelphia and stuff like that.
As long as Chuba Hubbard doesn't fumble, I think.
You want to talk about that?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
All right. So I'm 41 points behind on my way home from work Sunday, looking at my fantasy football lineup. And slowly I'm catching up. I thought I was within like 6 points. Once I got home and I refreshed my screen, and I was ahead. I was freaking ahead by 0.25. And Carolina and Tampa Bay go into overtime. So the situation is I have Bucky Irving, the running back from Tampa Bay, and I have Chuba Hubbard, the running back from Carolina. They go into overtime, and I had to go run an errand really quick across town. And my words to Robbie were, Chuba Hubbard just can't fumble. He just can't fumble. And I'm kind of watching my phone as I'm driving a little bit, and all of a sudden I'm behind. And I didn't have my glasses with me, so I couldn't really tell. So I called Robbie and said, "Hey, did he just frickin' fumble?" And sure enough, I ended up losing by 0.85 because of that fumble. So, not a happy camper with Chuba. So hopefully, I'm actually keeping him in my lineup, which I should, whatever. But anyway, that was my experience last week. So now I had like a 2 game lead in this league for a long time. I've lost 3 in a row now. Now I'm one of 4 people tied with the same record, and I have the 4th worst point totals from them. So I went from 1st to 4th within a fumble by Chuba Hubbard. So, anyway, that's my crying story for the day, and one that Robbie can find some laughter in along the way. Other
Always
than
gotta laugh.
Chuba, let's take a look at the fantasy leaders from week 13.
But what if I told you Chuba's up here?
I don't think he is.
He's not. Don't worry. All
My
right,
score
let's-
didn't reflect him being up there, unless you're doing the rain players of the week as well. And I don't want to see
next
that.
season. Next season, maybe.
All right. We go through quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. Top 3 at each position. Take it away.
Starting off with Jameis Winston. He threw a lot. Maybe a little too much. A lot of costly turnovers there. So he did throw 58 times, only completed 34. 497. Is that the most that we've seen this season?
Yeah, I believe so. That's a Cleveland record too, by the way.
Yeah. 4 touchdown passes. Did follow that up with 3 picks, though. Were 2 of them pick sixes?
I don't know.
One of them. I know there was one pick
for
six.
Sure.
But either way, he got a 2-point conversion, 3 rushes for 11 yards. That's a nice point total for him, 43.98. Jaden Daniels up here again. 25 completions, 206, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 9 rushes, 34 yards, and a touchdown, 34.64 for him.
Yeah, that's a great numbers for him too. That's just not that much pressure on you throwing the ball 30 times and 206 yards. Yeah, nope. Good
Easy
job.
games for him.
Yep.
Russ.
Oh my God, he's cooking. 414 yards. Where the hell did that come from?
Off his arm. 28 completions, 414, 3 touchdown passes, 1 interception, 3 rushes for 3 yards, 33.86. Now
I like to
we're
see
into
it.
the running backs.
I like to see it.
I don't care enough. If it is with Seattle still, I'd like to see it, but
Yeah.
we moved on.
All right, running backs.
We should move on again, but to be honest, Bucky Irving.
Bucky.
25 carries, 152 yards, and a touchdown for him. 3 catches for 33 yards, ending his fantasy day with 28.83. Good one. Pretty good one.
Yeah, and he had most of that in the 4th quarter, too. He was the reason why I caught up quickly. So, nice job, Bucky.
And Bijan, every time I see him, I get upset. 26 carries, 102 yards, and a rushing touchdown. 6 catches for 33 yards, 25.5 for him. He has a really nice floor when it comes to fantasy. He's averaging like 20 points a game. When Derrick Henry is averaging now maybe 15.
Huh. Okay.
It's almost like I kind of want a refund on my trade.
Yeah.
Can't do it, though.
All right. No.
Najee Harris up there for the first time this season. 16 carries, 75 yards, and a touchdown. 24.9 for him. Was there more than that? Or
there had to have been. There had to have been more.
Maybe
I
didn't change the point total, but either way, he had points, and he is at number 3. So I don't really know.
All right.
Anyway, Jerry Jeudy. This is where the yardage came from. 9 catches, 235 yards, and a touchdown, and he also caught the 2-point conversion. 40.5 for Jerry Jeudy. Terry McLaurin. 8 catches, 73 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 27.3 for his fantasy points. Mike Evans, 8 catches, 118 yards, and a touchdown, 25.8. Big
Nice
game.
seeing that name back out there again.
Yep, yep. Back into tight ends. Who do you think?
Maybe Brock Bowers. I don't know. I
Hmm.
have no idea. Oh, look at that, huh?
10 catches, 140 yards, and a touchdown. Added another 2 yards on the ground. 37.7.
Crazy.
Swallow my spit. This is great. David Njoku, this is my guy. 9 catches, 52 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I need to take a drink of water.
You got one player left.
Hey, I don't plan to choke.
All right.
He had 31 points, 31.2. Trey McBride, 12 catches, 96 yards. All of those catches were for there's like 5 first downs on those catches.
Wow.
So he had 31.1. And I'm
Still
dying.
choking over
These
things.
are the leaders. That's all
All
I got.
righty. Lamar Jackson, Barkley, Chase, and Bowers. I think I've lost every one of those guys this year. Anyway, all right. Well, that's going to do it for Week 14's broadcast of the Pro Football Weekly. Again, tonight starts off with the Green Bay at Detroit game. Sure to be entertaining. And hopefully everybody, like we've said all along, can stay healthy and provide us with entertaining football and leading to a great postseason as we go as well. So, any closing thoughts from the week?
No.
All
I don't got anything.
all right. I got nothing either. So, signing off from the headquarters of the Rain and Shine Sports Network, for Robbie Satera, I'm Tom Satera. Have a great weekend and go Hawks.
What? You picked against them. You can't say go Hawks and pick against them.
I can still, yes, that's prediction is with my head, not my heart. All right. So go Hawks.